Did you know that some of Canada's biggest cities are facing alarming economic downturns? In fact, Toronto alone has seen its real estate market plummet by over 10%, leaving many households buried in debt. And it's not just the big cities. Smaller regions are also battling rising unemployment, high living costs, and a shrinking population. Today on Explore with Alan, we'll be diving into 12 of the fastest collapsing cities in Canada. Whether you're already living there or planning to move, these are cities you need to watch closely. Stay tuned to find out if your city made the list and what's behind this dramatic decline. Number 12, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador. St. John's is in a difficult position with both economic and demographic issues contributing to its decline. As of 2024, the city is facing an unemployment rate of 12.1%, far above the national average of 5.8%. This is largely due to the contraction of the oil industry, which was once a key driver of the local economy. Many businesses that supported the oil sector have either shut down or moved operations elsewhere, leaving residents with fewer job opportunities. Another major issue is the province's aging population. Approximately 21% of Newfoundland and Labrador's residents are over 65, and this number is expected to rise as younger people leave in search of better opportunities. This outmigration has resulted in a significant population decline. St. John's has seen a 2.5% drop in residents over the last 5 years. The city also faces a growing healthcare crisis, with a shortage of medical professionals and long wait times for services. The number of people without a family doctor has risen to nearly 20,000 as of early 2024. These combined factors are placing significant pressure on the local government, which is struggling to manage its deficit of $1.8 billion, further complicating efforts to improve infrastructure and social services. Number 11, Quebec City, Quebec. Quebec City, while rich in culture and history, is facing serious challenges in 2024, particularly with an aging population and labor shortages. The province has one of the highest proportions of senior citizens in Canada, with 24% of its population over the age of 65. This demographic shift has strained the city's healthcare system, with hospital wait times increasing by 18% over the last 2 years due to a shortage of medical staff. Economically, Quebec City has seen a slowdown in its once booming manufacturing sector. The city's unemployment rate, though lower than the national average, has ticked up to 6.4%, with major industries downsizing or relocating. In particular, the aerospace sector, once a cornerstone of the city's economy, has shed nearly 3,000 jobs since 2021. Housing is another critical issue. Quebec City's housing market has experienced a 12% increase in rental prices over the past year, making affordable housing difficult to find for many. The city has also seen a spike in homelessness, with shelters reporting a 23% increase in demand for services in 2024. These combined factors point to an uncertain future for Quebec City. Number 10, Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina, the capital city of Saskatchewan, is grappling with multiple socioeconomic challenges in 2024. Unemployment in the city has risen to 7.9%, up from 6.3% in 2023, with the most affected sectors being agriculture and energy. The decline in oil prices has severely impacted the region, leading to the closure of several oilfield service companies and contributing to a loss of over 1,500 jobs in the past year. Adding to this economic decline is the fact that Regina is facing a significant population exodus. Young professionals are leaving the city in droves, moving to larger urban centers like Calgary and Toronto. Regina's population growth has stagnated, with an increase of only 0.5% in 2023, well below the national average of 1.4%. The city's infrastructure is also struggling to keep up. With over 20% of its roadways in need of significant repairs, the local government has allocated an additional $120 million for infrastructure projects, but this has led to increased taxes and public dissatisfaction. Coupled with growing concerns over violent crime rates in Regina have spiked by 15% since 2022. Residents are feeling the pressure as the city continues its downward trend. Before we move to remaining countries, please give us a like and subscribe. It helps us bring you more valuable and engaging content like this. Your support truly makes a difference, and we appreciate every single one of you. Number 10, Sudbury, Ontario. Sudbury is facing a tough combination of economic challenges and environmental concerns in 2024. Once known as the mining capital of Canada, the decline in the mining industry has left the city struggling. Job losses in this sector have mounted, with 2,300 jobs lost since 2021. Many of these workers have had to leave the city in search of new opportunities, leading to a slow decline in population growth, which currently sits at just 0.3%. Unemployment in Sudbury has now risen to 8.1%, well above the national average. The reduced economic activity has had ripple effects throughout the community, affecting local businesses and services. Many storefronts downtown are now shuttered, contributing to an eerie atmosphere of economic stagnation. Environmental issues also plague the city, with high levels of pollution from its industrial past continuing to affect both the land and the air quality. The city's annual air quality index has been ranked among the worst in Ontario, making it a challenging environment for residents. These factors combined create a troubling outlook for Sudbury's future. Number 8. Winnipeg, Manitoba. Winnipeg, Manitoba is currently grappling with an increase in crime and housing instability, making it one of the fastest declining cities in Canada in 2024. Violent crime rates have surged by 12% over the last year, making residents feel increasingly unsafe. In particular, the downtown core has been hit hard, with local businesses seeing a rise in break-ins and theft. Another pressing issue is the housing crisis. Winnipeg has experienced a 10% rise in rental prices, pushing low-income families out of affordable housing. The vacancy rate has dropped to just 1.7%, making it difficult for residents to find new homes. This situation has worsened homelessness in the city, with shelters reporting a 25% increase in demand. The economic picture isn't much brighter either. Winnipeg's job market is stagnating, and the city's unemployment rate has hovered around 6.7%, largely due to the closure of several major manufacturing plants. These challenges make Winnipeg a city with significant struggles to overcome in 2024. Number 7. Windsor, Ontario. Windsor is facing a deepening economic and population crisis in 2024. Once a booming hub for the automotive industry, the decline of manufacturing has hit the city hard. Over the last decade, the city has lost thousands of jobs, with 4,500 manufacturing jobs cut since 2020. As more factories close, unemployment has risen to 9.3%, one of the highest rates in the country. The population of Windsor is also declining as younger generations leave for better opportunities elsewhere. The city's population growth is currently stagnant at just 0.2%. with many residents relocating to larger cities like Toronto and Ottawa. Adding to the economic woes, Windsor has also seen a rise in crime rates. Violent crime has increased by 14% since 2022, adding to the city's struggles. Many residents are left feeling disillusioned with the city's future, as the local government continues to search for solutions to these complex issues. Believe it or not, Canada isn't the country it once was. It's become more expensive, facing more challenges than it did back in 2010 or 2008. The prosperity it once enjoyed is slowly slipping away. Number 6. Hamilton, Ontario. Hamilton, Ontario, once a bustling industrial city, is now facing significant economic and social challenges. The decline of the steel industry, which once made Hamilton one of Canada's industrial powerhouses, has led to widespread job losses. Over the past few years, steel plants in the city have laid off more than 2,000 workers, leaving many families struggling financially. As a result, the city's unemployment rate currently sits at 7.5%. higher than the national average. The city's housing crisis is another major concern. Home prices in Hamilton have soared by 22% in the last 2 years, pushing many longtime residents out of the market. Renters are also feeling the pressure, as the average rent for a one-bedroom apartment has jumped to $1,800 per month. This housing affordability issue has led to an increase in homelessness, with shelters reporting a 15% rise in demand. Adding to these struggles, Hamilton has seen a rise in crime. The violent crime rate has increased by 10% over the past year, particularly in the downtown core, contributing to growing concerns about safety. With these combined factors, Hamilton is currently experiencing a downturn that's difficult to reverse. Number 5. Montreal, Quebec, is known for its culture and history. But beneath its vibrant exterior, the city is facing some serious challenges. Montreal's population growth has slowed dramatically, with the city seeing a growth rate of just 0.4% in 2024. A large part of this issue stems from a significant outflow of residents to other provinces due to the high cost of living. The city's housing market is also in turmoil. Montreal has witnessed a 17% rise in housing prices since 2022, making home ownership unaffordable for many. Renters are also being squeezed, with the average rent for a two-bedroom apartment now sitting at $2,100. This sharp increase in housing costs is pushing low-income families out of the city's center and increasing homelessness. Economically, Montreal is struggling with high unemployment, which has reached 6.8% this year. This is largely due to the decline in the city's once thriving technology and manufacturing sectors, which have shed thousands of jobs over the past few years. Combined with rising crime rates in some neighborhoods, Montreal is facing a tough road ahead. Number 4, Edmonton, Alberta. Edmonton, Alberta is another Canadian city currently dealing with a series of significant issues. The oil industry, which has been a cornerstone of Edmonton's economy, has been in decline. The city has seen thousands of job cuts in this sector since 2020, leading to a high unemployment rate of 8.4%. Many of those who lost jobs have struggled to find new employment, contributing to an increase in poverty and financial instability. Housing affordability is also becoming a pressing problem in Edmonton. While the city's housing market is more affordable than cities like Toronto or Vancouver, prices have increased by 12% in the last year. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is now $1,500 per month, putting strain on low and middle-income residents. Meanwhile, Edmonton's homeless population has grown by 20%, with shelters struggling to keep up with demand. Additionally, Edmonton's crime rate has risen by 15% over the past year, with an increase in both property crimes and violent offenses. This rise in crime, combined with economic instability, is contributing to a growing sense of uncertainty in the city. Number 3, Calgary, Alberta. Calgary, once a booming hub due to Alberta's oil industry, is currently grappling with the downturn in oil prices and its aftereffects. The city has seen an increase in office vacancy rates, which have soared to around 27% in 2024, leaving much of the downtown core empty. Calgary's economy has been hit hard by the collapse in oil demand, leading to significant layoffs in the energy sector. Over 10,000 jobs have been lost in recent years, impacting everything from real estate to consumer spending. Furthermore, the cost of living in Calgary has risen steadily, putting additional pressure on residents. Housing affordability has become a critical issue, as home prices remain high, while wages have stagnated for many. In addition, Calgary has experienced extreme weather events, such as floods and wildfires in surrounding areas, leading to billions in damages and further complicating recovery efforts. These challenges make Calgary one of Canada's fastest collapsing cities. Number 2, Vancouver, British Columbia. Vancouver, British Columbia is facing a variety of interconnected crises, most notably in the areas of housing affordability and income inequality. The city has one of the highest real estate prices in the world, with an average home costing over $1.2 million. Many residents, especially younger generations, have been priced out of the housing market, leading to a sharp rise in rental costs and homelessness. In 2024, the city's homeless population has grown to nearly 3,634 people, the highest it's been in years. Beyond housing, Vancouver is also struggling with growing social inequality. The gap between high-income earners and lower-income workers has widened significantly, driven by skyrocketing living costs and stagnating wages for many. Add to that the impact of climate change, with rising sea levels and increased risks of natural disasters like wildfires, and Vancouver's future seems uncertain. Despite its global appeal, the city's internal challenges are mounting. Number 1, Toronto, Ontario. As Canada's largest city, Toronto is facing immense pressure in 2024, with a combination of economic, social, and environmental challenges that make it the fastest collapsing city on this list. Toronto's housing crisis is one of the most severe in the country, with average home prices surpassing $1.1 million and rental costs continuing to rise. Thousands of residents are being pushed out of the city due to unaffordable housing, leading to a growing homeless population, now estimated to be over 9,700 people. In addition, Toronto's public transportation system is underfunded and overcrowded, unable to meet the needs of its growing population. The city's infrastructure is struggling to keep up, and frequent delays and service cuts have become the norm. Crime rates, especially gun violence, have also seen a notable increase in recent years, making certain neighborhoods more dangerous. Finally, Toronto faces significant environmental issues, such as extreme heat waves and flooding, which are becoming more frequent due to climate change. The combination of these challenges has put Toronto in a precarious position, despite its status as a global city. Before you go, let me ask you a question. What if I told you there are Muslim-majority countries where people are quietly embracing Christianity? Sounds shocking, right? If you thought the transformation of Europe was surprising, you won't believe what's happening in these countries. We've gathered some jaw-dropping stats and untold stories that will completely change how you see these nations. This is not just another video. It's a deep dive into something most people don't even realize is happening. If you're ready to have your mind blown by facts you never expected, click on the video that's about to pop up. I promise, it's packed with surprising information and eye-opening insights that you won't want to miss. So, go ahead and watch, you'll be glad you did.